Hey there, welcome to a Creative Hive quick win video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to price your products. Let's start by reviewing a formula. Now I say review in quote marks because I think a lot of people have seen a formula like this and are already familiar with it. Yet I still see so many makers making the same mistake over and over again. So this is the basic formula that works for most people making a physical product with their hands. But if you design a pattern, for example, that you then get printed on products by a third-party printer, you may not have to do any production work at all. Or if you're selling patterns, courses, or digital files, then this formula just needs to be tweaked to fit your business model. So I should mention, the formula is not a suggestion, it's a rule. So don't try to change it, okay? I'll explain more later. So let's talk this through from the top down. You start off by adding the cost of all the materials and supplies you use to make one item. Let's say it's $6 total for all the supplies. Then you need to calculate the cost of labor, which, by the way, is the money to pay you or anyone else who might be making your product. So this could be something you pay someone else potentially if you grow your business and hire out help. To calculate labor, you first need to decide on an hourly rate you'd like to pay yourself or someone else. Preferably this is over minimum wage. But don't confuse this labor part with your profit or income. They're not the same thing, and we'll talk more about that later. So for each item you make, you need to time yourself making it. And if your hourly rate is, say, $20 and you spent half an hour making your product, then the labor cost is $10, which is $20 divided by 2, because there are 2 half hours in an hour. So you'll add it all up. You've got $6 of materials and $10 of labor. Your cost is $16. The next 2 steps are easy. You're going to mark up your cost twice. The first markup will get you your wholesale price, and the second markup will get you the retail price. For this example, I'm going to use 2 as our markup. So you take your total cost of $16 and multiply that by 2. This is your wholesale price at $32. So then you just repeat that step for your second markup. Take your wholesale price of $32 and multiply by 2. This is your retail price at $64. Are you still with me? Let's talk a bit about markup. What exactly is it? The markup is your profit that you make on each piece. Well, then what's profit? So we'll talk about that in the next slide. But first, back to markup. Markup is typically a number between 2 and 2.5. Sometimes you can mark up your product by 10 times or more. It really just depends on the perceived value of your product, which means how much do people in the world value your product? If they value it a lot, but it doesn't take a lot of expensive materials or time to make it, then by all means you should mark up as much as you can because people want your product no matter how much it costs. At this point, you know that markup is your profit. But profit is not the same as your income. Before we talk about income, let's get clear about what profit is so it's easier for you to differentiate between profit and income. So to recap, profit is money that comes from your markup in your prices, right? Profit is money that you invest back into the business right away. Profit is money that you spend on business expenses like website hosting, new materials, tools and supplies, education, taxes, legal services, and so on. These are expenses that keep your business up and running. When you grow your business, like invest in new machinery, or you're signing up for social media automation tools, or let's say you're hiring a virtual assistant, profit is the money that you use to pay for those things. So what's income? We talked about this. Profit is not your income. Profit belongs to your business, and you need to start thinking of you and your business as separate things. Profit is the money that goes back into your business. Income, on the other hand, is money that goes to you, your household, and your family. You figure out income at the end of the month after you deduct business expenses from your sales. The leftover, hopefully, is a positive number, and that is your income. The kinds of things that you would spend with your income are things like food, your mortgage or your rent, your utility bills, your vacation, savings, a night out to dinner and a movie, a new car, home improvement stuff, new linens. These are the things that have nothing to do with your business. So profit money and income money should never ever mix. And it's a good idea for you to start a separate bank account for your business. The number one mistake that I see a lot of creative business owners making over and over again is that they don't mark up twice like they should. Remember the pricing formula. The markup you do twice is not a suggestion, it's a rule. You absolutely have to do this, even if you never plan on selling wholesale in the future. If you intend on being in business for at least several years, then you can't really predict what amazing opportunities might come your way. So this could be like a chance to work with your dream store or causes or people. So whether you're selling to a brick and mortar store or you're sending product to a subscription box or a celebrity wants to help sell your products, these people need to be compensated for helping spread the word about your products and for helping you sell them. So whatever that opportunity might be, don't shoot yourself in the foot now by not accounting for this from the beginning. Now, what I think happens when people don't price as much as the formula tells them to is they put in all the numbers and the formula spits out this incredibly high number that you don't think you can charge for. You think that no one will buy your product if it's that expensive. So I want you to hold that question in your head for now because we cover this in a separate quick win video. So go watch that when you're done with this one. It'll answer all of your questions about how to sell your products at a higher price. For now, let's wrap up here with a recap. In this video, we talked about the pricing formula. This includes 2 markup steps. Remember, it's not a suggestion. I'm not telling you you should mark up twice. I'm telling you you need to mark up twice. No questions, okay? You also learned about what markup really is, and that's a number that you set that's between 2 and 2.5 on average, but it can really go as high as your market can bear. You learned that markup is the same thing as profit, and you learned that profit is your business's money. Profit money is spent on business expenses like web hosting and new materials and supplies. You also learned about income, which is the money that you pay yourself at the end of every month. Your income is the same thing as your boss paying you a check. If you enjoyed this quick win video, be sure to check out all the other great training available in the Creative Hive Colony at www.creativehiveco.com/colony.